You went to the grocery store last Tuesday. You had a list, maybe 10 things. You walked in, grabbed everything on the list, and somehow spent $180. You're standing at the register, watching the numbers go up, and you think, how? How did this happen again? And here's the worst part. You're not being reckless. You're not buying champagne and truffles. You're buying pasta, chicken, some shampoo, a few snacks, normal stuff. And yet, month after month, the money just disappears. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because what I'm about to show you isn't a budgeting problem. It's not a discipline problem. It's a system that is quietly pulling money out of your life, and you've been trained not to notice it. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of spending. If you're someone who feels like they're trying to do the right things with money, but still somehow end the month with less than you expected, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Okay, so let's talk about this invisible $400 tax. I'm not talking about an actual tax. No government agency is sending you a bill. I'm talking about the money that silently exits your bank account every single month through what I call friction spending. Small, thoughtless, low-resistance purchases that your brain doesn't register as decisions at all. Here's the thing. According to a 2023 study by Salary Finance, the average American makes roughly 70 unplanned purchases per month. 70. Most of them under $10. But 70 purchases at an average of $6 each, that's $420 every single month. Over a year, that's over $5,000. Not on vacations, not on anything you can point to, just gone. Now, you might be thinking, Alex, I'd notice if I was wasting $400 a month. And look, I get why you'd think that, but this is where it gets really interesting. Your brain has a built-in blind spot for small purchases. Psychologists call this the pain of paying, and studies from MIT and Carnegie Mellon have shown that paying with a card, especially a tap to pay, activates significantly less emotional pain than paying with cash. The friction is removed, the purchase barely registers. So your brain literally does not feel a $7 transaction the same way it would feel handing over a $10 bill and waiting for change. And the company selling you that $7 coffee, that $4.99 app upgrade, that $12.99 monthly subscription you forgot you signed up for, they have entire teams of behavioral economists whose sole job is to keep that friction as low as humanly possible. One tap, one click, one add to cart. You're not weak, you're being outplayed. Let me make this concrete. Here's what $400 a month actually costs you, not just today, but over time. If you're 30 years old and you redirect that $400 a month into an index fund averaging 8% annual returns, by the time you're 60, you would have approximately $600,000. $600,000 for money you're currently spending on things you can't remember buying. And I'm not telling you to never buy a coffee. I'm not that guy. But here's what most people don't realize. The problem isn't any single purchase. The problem is the invisible pattern. When spending requires zero effort, your brain treats it like it's free, and nothing is free. So here's what I want you to do. This week, just this week, I want you to audit your spending friction across 3 categories. Category 1, subscriptions you've forgotten. Go into your bank statement right now, search monthly. I promise you, there is at least one subscription in there you forgot existed. The average American carries 4.2 subscriptions they rarely or never use. At even $12 a month average, that's nearly $600 a year on nothing. Category 2, convenience fees you've normalized. Delivery apps are the biggest one here. DoorDash, Uber Eats, when you factor in the delivery fee, the service fee, the small order fee on the tip, you are regularly paying 30 to 40% more for the same food you could pick up yourself. That convenient $14 burrito bowl actually cost you $22. Every week, that adds up to real money. Category 3, the dopamine loop. This one's harder to catch. It's the Amazon scroll at 10 p.m. It's the add to cart that happens when you're bored or stressed. Retail therapy is real. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that browsing and purchasing activates the same reward circuitry as other dopamine-driven behaviors. You're not shopping, you're self-medicating. And the solution isn't guilt, it's awareness. Here's the one rule I want you to try: the 24-hour pause. Any unplanned purchase over $20, wait 24 hours. That's it. Research shows that simply introducing a delay eliminates the emotional trigger driving the purchase. Most of the time, 24 hours later, you don't want it anymore. The urge was the moment. The moment passed. This single rule, applied consistently, is enough to recover most of that $400. Look, no one is coming to save your budget. No app, no spreadsheet, no financial guru. The only thing that changes your financial trajectory is seeing the system clearly and deciding you're no longer going to play by its rules unconsciously. You work hard for your money. You deserve to know where it's actually going. If this video made you think differently about how you spend, drop a comment below with the one category you're going to audit this week: subscriptions, convenience fees, or the dopamine loop. I read every single one. Subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll see you in the next video.